Assalamu alaikum everybody. Hope you all are doing well. Welcome again to another Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market analysis. Unfortunately, the previous one was cut, so we had to come back again. It is very important for us to see what is going to happen on September because right now our positions are in profit, and before they are taken out, we need to take a look at some of the things that is going to change that and change the course of the entire market. And we need to first come and see how is this chart doing, because this chart gets updated daily, and this is Bitcoin liquid index. And if we see this parabolic run and this parabolic trend line that we have here, it's still holding. And I mentioned this yesterday to everybody that as long as we are above this, we're not going to see lower levels. But this can be broken if things change in September, and we need to take a look at where can we exit with our profits and where can we wait and see the next triggers. If this doesn't happen and we don't go lower, we need to be prepared for that. So if you see in this chart, we're still holding this zone perfectly, which the price is holding $107,600 level. Now, if we come to this Bitcoin chart, what we did previously in the other signal, the signal was to enter at 109,000 here, and we took the ride up until here. But then, because things could change, I told everybody that have your stop losses like 1% below the support and this zone, because once we break this, then the price could come down. Now, if you see, the price is still struggling to claim this level and go claim the other level as well. So what we did was we had another entry after the stop loss was hit. So if you would have entered, you would be uh, like you would have gotten out with profit, like 1% profit in Bitcoin. But that's not so much, right? We still need to take a look at what could take us back to the higher levels, because it has already lost so much of its gains. Can it go lower? And if it can, where should be our stop loss? So your stop loss is still at 1% in Bitcoin below this level, because once this level is taken out, it will take us to 105,000. Then it can take us to 98,000. Then it can take us to 92,000, which a lot of liquidations are there as well. But before we decide that the market is going where, we need to take a look at um, US dollar and the overall health of the market. Then we can take our decisions. For now, everything's still looking good, just for now. So if we see at US dollar, US dollar is trying to break out this trend line, and once these small support levels are taken out, we will see the majority of gains in Bitcoin and crypto, and we will see a fall like this. Otherwise, a reclaim of this trend line could take us to the higher levels and even these levels in September, because most of the time September is not a good month for crypto. We need to be prepared for that. And if you see USD CAD, so dollar is not doing good against uh, Canadian dollar as we expected. It perfectly retested this, and now it opened the way for us to come to these lower levels, which is very, very good. Can it go back to this level? Of course it can. It can always, but now the pressure is more toward the downside. And if we come and see at USD T dominance, we can see that we have a rejection here, and this is not a breakout. As long as we are below this level, I have been telling you all this time that we had these small rallies in crypto. We were trading these levels. So again, if this is taken out, then the trigger will be this, that you will exit the majority of your coins here, because we will see this level or maybe these levels in September, but most likely we're gonna see this level. So be very, very careful at this point, because it's like the third and the fourth time that we are coming to this level, but we're not reaching these lower levels, which makes me wonder why. You see, so if we come and see the total chart looks like it is bouncing, not from this lower level, but it is bouncing from this level, which it actually shows that if we come down to this level and touch this trend line, where can it take Bitcoin? It can take Bitcoin to $105,000. Then we will bounce from there. Then what we have to do is we need to reclaim 109,000 level, then 112, $13,000 levels. Then we can expect 117 and $122,000 levels to go to. Even if you see right now we are getting rejected from this small resistance that we have, which can be big as well. So don't ignore anything in this market. Now if we see at the Bitcoin dominance chart, it is falling. That's why the altcoins are gaining momentum and they're going in profit, because we had this rejection from this level, and I told you in the previous analysis as well that we can only go down from here unless it is proven otherwise, that we will reclaim, then retest, then go back to these levels. So today is the last day of the month, and on Monday a lot of things could change. So be very, very careful with your trades and with your funds overall. But for our long term portfolio, that is for long term, right? So whenever something happens, like if we lose in our long term positions, what we do is we find the support and demand levels, we accumulate more than them, and that is 10 to 20% to 30% of our portfolio, not more than that. But even that is more like uh, some people that they really have a lot of money, what they do is they just stay on Bitcoin. So what I did was I actually made my money from Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana and the big caps. Then I diversified them on those coins. So I did it very, very carefully. Now they're all running in profit, and I have taken a lot of profit from them. But that shouldn't be you. Now I have 30% of my portfolio in those small caps and the high risk coins, but that shouldn't be you. So be very careful. At the moment, I'm not holding any Bitcoin. Everybody knows that. I'm not holding Ethereum as well, because it's not making me much profit. But I do hold Solana. I do hold Dogecoin. Now you can see that these two as well are turning. Our entry is at $203. If we lose, my stop loss is 2% for Solana, right below this level. If this is taken out, this is going to be the trigger for the sell orders, and it will take us back to this level, then to this level. Okay. Solana against Ethereum, it shows weakness. It can come to this level, then we can go up higher. Solana against BTC, it still hasn't broken this level, so this is quite possible that we will see weakness in Solana. Again, weakness in Dogecoin. We are being rejected from this zone. So what you can do is you can take profit on your Dogecoin at this level. And what we did previously when we entered here, our stop loss was right here. Now we entered here, our stop loss can be here right at our break even if that's what you want, but you can also take profit and wait for the prices to come down if you're scalping and if you are taking every single move. If we see at Doge BTC chart is still consolidating, it is showing some strength but it's still consolidating, and against Ethereum obviously it's losing, so Ethereum could still be strong and Dogecoin will fall to this level unless proven otherwise, and we reclaim this level. Now, if we go see gold BTC, I did mention to you that gold BTC is very, very strong at this level, and it shows me that this could be the end of this rally that we have in Bitcoin, which it seems like it is, because we didn't have this scenario playing out. We didn't go lower than this. So this is also invalidated. And even this zone is being invalidated right now. We can look at these levels. Now, gold itself has reached its top and the ceiling that it needs to be broken, then retested, so we can have another parabolic run towards $4,000 levels. Otherwise, we can still expect it to come and fall back to 3,200, which it also in a way shows us that it is exhausted. It has already come up a lot, but we need to see how it's going to perform at this level. So today is important. Tonight, the daily candle close is important. The monthly candle close and the weekly candle close. All of them are happening at the same time, and the options are expiring. So many things are happening. We need to take a look at all of them. Um, so, that being said, we have our stop losses. So this is the play that we're looking at. If this is taken out, we will still go according to supply and demand, because anything could change. And if we just see the news and see how this month of September is going to go, we will not make any money. But we need to be still in the market, but be smartly positioned. If just in case something wrong happens, we need to be out of the market immediately and wait for lower prices. So right now our Ethereum position is in profit. You can see that we did enter at uh, 330 or $40 something. We are still in profit, and it can go back to $4,600 level, which is here. Unless if you see in a lower time frame we have a supply level, the same way that Bitcoin is not gonna go up and it's going to break here, Ethereum is also going to come down. So if you're taking profit just to uh, prove this point and just see Bitcoin, that's not a good play. You need to see sometimes individually what a coin does, but overall, when Bitcoin goes down, everything goes down. At the moment, ETH BTC has a lot of strength, and because Bitcoin dominance is falling and BTC has a strength, it can change as well. Bitcoin can still consolidate in this low or even go lower, and Ethereum could go higher. So have your plays like that. Now for Solana, this is the end of it. I would exit below this if it cannot go and reclaim this level, because you see, if we just take a look at every trigger, what we did was we bought here, we took profit here, then we were waiting for this breakout to happen, then when it happened we took more profit and we sold here. Now we re-entered back here. Now if this is taken out, then obviously we're gonna see here, because in another perspective, if you see it, this was broken and this is getting retested and being prepared for lower levels. Although it's looking strong, but when can it be bullish again completely? If we reclaim this $206, then we can go to 220, then beyond that, quite possible for Solana. Now, there were some coins that were mentioned in the group by students. Let's go and take a look at those. One was AERO, or AERO USDT. Let's see how this is doing. Okay, I'm coming to monthly and weekly because it's going to close in 13-14 hours. We need to take a look at that. So if we see we have a level here, quite a good level that was taken out by this candle. So it puts us in a demand level. So right now, this in a higher time frame, it's in a demand level. Then we have another level which is below that, which is also a resistance that is turned to support other, unless it goes below it and it proves us wrong. Okay, so the take profit level is obviously this level of supply. Now, if we come back to daily, so we can position ourselves, what am I seeing? I'm seeing not a breakout in this coin, but this is also a small resistance that was taken out on a daily candle. That once, now, if you're positioning yourself, you can position yourself here and have your stop loss below it, or you can wait for this to be reclaimed and position yourself here. Like this is the trigger for aerodrome finance. I don't even know what it is. I haven't even checked if this is Sharia compliant, because if it's not, we're not going to obviously trade this, and you shouldn't as well. So what you can do is you can come here. Let's see, AERO. Why is this not responding? Anyway, AERO. Okay, let's do it again. AERO. Sometimes hang, but it's fine. Dorm finance. Okay, it is. It is Sharia compliant, so you're good. You're good. That should be your trigger. Your trigger is going to be there in this support level, which you might have already entered if you were smart. Otherwise, you would wait for this breakout above this level, then swing it to these levels and take some 20 to 30% profit, which is going to be amazing. XLM looks like it's currently in a not very good position. Oh my god, since here I haven't analyzed this. Yeah, so we haven't been doing stellar in the recent times, but we were in the previous times. Okay, so it is on a, it has its own bull run or something. Anyways, we need to take a look at first this level, which it is trying to bounce and it hasn't broken, so it's very good for entry because your stop loss is very small, which is around 3%. If you enter now, you can even enter lower than that if you get that level or something below it, so all the stop losses of other people are taken out. Take a look at that yourself when you enter. Now, if we see another level, is obviously this level for the short term. For the long term and the high of it, to take the most profit, you're going to be looking at this level, and there's also a level here that you need to be careful of for taking profits. Now, how much profit does it give you? 10%, 20%, around 30%, which is quite nice. So this is my view, this is my analysis, and here is going to be majority of people's stop loss. You can get out of this coin when you see something like this, because the next drop is going to be amazing. Taking you to these lower levels, and that is going to be another 36% down. Whew. Be very careful with what you're trading, bro. ENS. Okay, ENS. Let's come to weekly. Okay. We do have a level here that is taken out, bro. This level is clearly taken out. Take a look at this. So what are you expecting? What you can expect is lower levels for this coin. And by lower levels, I mean it will come back to this level, which is a demand level, 16 to 20 dollar level, or 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 it can, on a lower time frame, give you a short-term buy trigger at this level, which is $21, which could be something like this, before it actually comes down to this level. One trigger for buying and take profit here. The next trigger, break of this, and a retest could take you toward higher levels for ENS. This is how it is going to be. Okay, we have covered almost everything. Let's not take a look at anything else because nothing else matters as long as we have the ones that are important. And as you can see, Ethereum is also being rejected, so I'm going to take a decision very quickly before we go in loss. I will announce it soon in the chart and wait for the market to show us what it could possibly do tonight. And if you see USDT dominance, it is still below this and it has a rejection, and it is trying to reclaim this resistance, which if it does, then it can lead toward this level again, which can take us to some losses and to the next level, but not fully bearish unless it's completely broken. So we need to be very, very intelligently positioned. Anyways, if you guys have any questions, you can ask me before I end this meeting and our analysis. I'm going to wait a minute for you, otherwise we will cut this. Also, I gave you guys a signal for link, and the signal was to enter at $23. Jalla Jalalahu, there's Azan time. So this was the signal that went to like 2% in profit. Now it is also trying to come back. What you can do is have your stop loss at like 0.60%, because if this engulfing candle is taken out, it is going to go lower than here and go back to these lower levels. So be very intelligent here with that as well. Okay. So no questions. We're going to cut the meeting. It's done for today. Have a good day, everybody. See the WhatsApp community and the group for the signal that I'm going to give you in a while. Also, make sure to join WAP if you want to study, because today is the last day. We will go premium, and the free module is not going to be there anymore for those who haven't joined. And so far we are 79 people, which is amazing. That is all for today. Inshallah, I will see you in the next analysis. Have a good day.